Hi friends, it's Miss Victoria. Today I want to read you a book titled Ricky, the Rock That Couldn't Roll. The author or the person who wrote the book is Miletsky, and the illustrator, the person who did the pictures, is Aaron Wozniak. So this is a story about a rock. His name is Ricky, and he's different than his friends. He can't do the things that his friends can do, like roll. So his friends try to problem solve to find a solution so Ricky can participate and play with them. So let's see what they do. Ricky, the rock that couldn't roll. Over the lake and out past the bay was a green grassy hill where the rocks came to play. They would race to the top to take in the view, then roll their way down the way rocks love to do. There were Kip, Pip, and Chester, and Marvin the Boulder. Ignatius played too, though he was much older. And a group called the Pebbles never ever sat still, zigzagging their way up and over the hill. Here they are, zigzag. Kai was a meteorite and not from this planet, and Maya was lava, but taken for granted. Stu was a smart one, Parker the clown, and grumpy old Ebert rolled round with a frown. There's Ebert. He's grumpy. Gabby was sassy, Leslie had flair, and Emma was giggly, and Hud had black hair. But the one trait that seemed to be shared by them all was that every rock there was shaped like a ball. And because they were round, they could easily roll through the grass, past the lake, up and over the knoll. See, they go around their sphere. Except for poor Ricky, who quietly sat. You see, Rick couldn't roll because one side was flat. He's sad. He can't play and roll with his friends. His friends didn't get it. Come roll, they would chant. So Ricky tried, but replied, I'm sorry, I can't. He's trying. But the rocks, who determined they were sure they could solve Ricky's flat-sided problem and help him revolve. So Marvin the Boulder, with his impressive physique, carried Rick all the way to the hill's grassy peak. Then he pushed him downhill, yelling, Keep rolling, kid! But Rick didn't roll. He just kind of slid. Uh-oh. Well, the rocks weren't done, not by a mile. Surely this next try would get Rick to smile. They stuck rubber balls all over Rick, using big gobs of glue to get them to stick. They were proud of themselves. This will work, they announced. But Rick still couldn't roll. Now he just sort of bounced. Boing. Uh-oh, he looked scared. Well, they pushed and they pulled, trying every which way to get Rick to roll, but by the end of the day, nothing had worked just like Rick expected, and he ended up feeling depressed and dejected. It's no use, Ricky sighed. There just isn't a way, so I'll sit off to the side and watch you all play. Look how sad he is. He's lonely. But his friends wouldn't quit. We're here for you, brother, and we'll get you to roll one way or another. So they pondered and they thought, each straining his brain, till they looked up and saw it was starting to rain. And that's when it hit that smart stone named Stu. Eureka! He shouted, I know just what to do. He explained to them how they would get Rick to tumble. My plan is pure genius. Stu wasn't too humble. So they carried our hero down the road about a mile to the lake where they gathered up mud they could pile. On the flat side of Rick created a mound that they shaped, smoothed, and sculpted until it was round. Then, after the rain with the sun in the sky, they left him to bake till the mud was all dry. They gathered up vines and one colorful feather that they wrapped all round Rick to keep it together. Okay, he's smiling, so let's see if this solution will work. When the last knot was tied and the work was all done, the only step left was for Rick to have fun. They stood back and watched, feeling nervous and tense, as Rick breathed in deep with increasing suspense. He moved slowly at first, testing out his new mold, and then, for the first time, Ricky the Rock rolled! Look how excited! He could now play with his friends and roll just like they could. So Bria, the ladybug, who'd been there from the start, felt a surge of pure joy swell up in her heart. She thought as she watched her friends play on the hill that there's always a way if there's also a will. And she said to herself as Ricky rolled down the slope, when you're surrounded by love, you always have hope. And now he is playing with his friends and everyone is happy and excited. That is the end of our story, Ricky the Rock That Couldn't Roll. So they worked together and they helped him, and then he was able to play with his friends. Hope you guys like that story. Be on the lookout on our YouTube channel, Fort Sanders School. We'll see you guys soon.